Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to The View. We are back live for season 5,000 of The View.
Congrats on season 24.
Thank you. Is that what it is? It's season 24.
Apparently.
And you're the longest running co-host there on the show these days.
Well, it's a long run. I mean, I always say that longevity is the most important thing in this industry because most people don't last that long. And I'm very grateful that I could. And so now that we're in this election year, I feel that The View is very important and in the center of the discussion. And so I'm happy to be here right now.
Filming the show from home and having to do this all virtually still. How's it going?
Sunny and I really miss the studio. We obviously want to be safe and respectful of the guidelines that are put into place by our government officials. You know, we miss being at the table and we miss having meetings in the morning and being able to, so much of TV is like getting a vibe in the morning and throwing around ideas and getting prepared. Like half the show happens before the show actually airs, so I miss that, but I also am really grateful that our show can continue being like robust and compelling, being able to do it from home and via satellite.
You know, it's interesting because I was worried about doing it from home, and you know, we got these mugs, say View from Home, and I was like, oh my goodness, we're never getting back into the studio, right? But when you look at our ratings for the last 8 weeks in season 23, we were #1 out of all the shows. And I think that speaks to the fact that people really like to just listen to us speak to each other about the hottest topics of the day. And that's where our sweet spot is. And we never lose that because we're friends and not only co-hosts, and we're able to do that. And we all have really strong views. We're clearly very opinionated women. And you can't lose that even if you're at home.
How hesitant are you to get back into the studio?
Personally, for me, there's no reason to do it, but if I have to, I will. But I do enjoy rolling out of my bed into this chair, doing the show, and then rolling back into bed. I think that's a fabulous way to be, and it makes me calmer and sweet and everything.
If I had some calm and sweet where I could go roll in and out of bed that casually, I would love to do that. To get calm and sweet, I have to leave my house because 3 people can't leave by themselves, and those are those babies. Adorable, but it's a lot. So this is my calm place.
How does it feel to be back?
Oh, it
Hello.
feels.
Welcome. Hello.
Thank you, Whoopi. It honestly, it feels like home. I've been a fan of this show.
So Sarah, you're the only one of the co-hosts that are holding things down in studio. Can't imagine how that's feeling. And of course, it's at the same time as you are making your return to The View. So why did you want to come back to that round table, girl?
Who wouldn't want to come back to that round table? It was an honor the first time. It's like catching a shooting star twice. I feel like this was such a gift for me. To sit next to these people, when I got the opportunity to leave, it was amazing. But to leave The View, I had fallen in love with this place on so many levels. It wasn't just the people at the table, but the job isn't the same. So although I'm glad that Whoopi is rolling in and out of her chair, I used to sit by her, and I got some of her best material during commercial. So I do feel I'm being robbed of some of the promises of what this show once was for me and what I'm getting.
Hopefully you'll get the gals all back together in the studio soon. But
someday, when it's safe and we're all safe together, we can laugh again side by side. Or I'll just show up at Whoopi's house. Yeah. That's not beyond me either.
Whoopi, I know it's been no secret that you have struggled and battled pneumonia in the past. How have you been keeping yourself safe and careful during this time?
I have been in this room since March. In this very room. I have gone nowhere. I have done nothing but be in this room.
Well, you got to stay safe, you know? How hesitant are you?
And I don't let anybody in the house.
Hey, well, you got to do what you got to do. Have you been staying safe and healthy during this time, Joy?
Yes, I'm very cautious. I don't really go mingle with a lot of people. I haven't gone to a restaurant since February, March. I've been basically in quarantine for 6 months now, right?
Do you feel like, look, you guys are having to do this show still virtually. Do you feel like the debates, the conversations that you're going to have, especially in regard to it being an election year and what's going on the political platform, are those conversations going to be able to resonate considering they're being done virtually now and the delays and things like that?
Well, it's the technology is difficult. It's hard. It's harder for me because I'm not the kind of person who takes the stage and then pontificates. It's harder to have a conversation in this format. So I don't really like it because my style is I'm a jabber.
And then I want to say congratulations to you. It was your pregnancy. Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you. Gosh, how long am I? I'm like 8.5 months almost. I'm very close. I feel like how all women feel. Like I'm just feeling like slow and big and tired and your back hurts. But, you know, I'm going to push through as long as I can. And, you know, the show has been there. I'm far from the first pregnant woman that's been on this show. So everybody's been really kind and really amenable. And it's funny, it's the least interesting thing I talk about all day is being pregnant. There's so much going on in the world and it's been such a chaotic time that if I weren't getting, you know, gaining weight and having all these changes in my body, I would probably forget about it.
How have you navigated pregnancy during this time, especially with the pandemic?
This isn't my favorite time in the world in general, and I think everybody feels that no matter who you are, if you're pregnant, not pregnant, have kids, don't have kids. Everyone I know is going through a challenging time just because, you know, we're in a time of such social change, social unrest, divisiveness, the election. And I think everybody's, I keep saying we're just like white knuckling it to the election. Like that's how I feel. It's like everybody's just sort of like bracing to see what happens. And it's sort of been a blessing and a curse.
What you gonna be having, a little boy, little girl?
I'm keeping it a secret until I know what it is, but I'm keeping it a secret. But I promise, I'm very close. So I promise I'll let you know. I'm not gonna just not tell anyone.
Sunny, we're gonna know soon all about your new memoir, honey, because you've got a new memoir coming out, some juicy stuff in there. You're gonna give us some behind the scenes looks at your former gigs, your former jobs, and of course, backstage at The View as well. So what are you most looking forward to reveal to your fans in your new book? The
book primarily is about identity, justice, which has been a big part of my life, of course, and I hope that it's aspirational because people, I think, see me on the show and they see my career and they think, oh my goodness, this is someone who's made it. But I come from really humble beginnings. I'm from the South Bronx Projects, and it's something that I wasn't always proud of, but I'm very proud of it now because I want people to know that if someone like me can be sitting here talking to you, then anyone can do it. And that's supposed to be the promise of America. I'm hopeful that is the big takeaway, that we are a country that enables people like me to succeed.
Did you express and share with your fellow co-hosts what you were writing about exactly in your book in regards to The View?
I did. Megan is reading my book right now.
I'm almost finished with it. Yeah, it's very, look, she's very honest and very raw. I've worked with you a long time, and there are stories I did not know, and they're not, she does not come from the same kind of background I do, and it's incredible to see what an inspiration, like you said, not just the American dream, but all the things you've been through to get to this point. And the stuff about The View is very honest and it's very accurate. And Sunny got hired in a different way at a different time than I did, but I think there are important conversations to be had right now, and I think there's important reflection in our culture, and I think it's very brave to write a book like this while you're still on the show, which I have great respect for because a lot of people wait till they leave. And I think it's going to be really compelling for a lot of people, but I think it's really important, especially right now, just in the moment that we're in. I think there's a lot of conversations, especially about, identity. Sunny is Afro-Latina, and I think it's important to know that, in the book she explores times when she's been, treated differently for that reason. And I think it's really important right now that we reflect on these kind of experiences and have these kind of conversations. So it's really good.
One hot topic that we are loving over at ET is that of Carole Baskin, the oh-so-controversial Carole Baskin. She was on the hit series for Netflix called Tiger King, and now she's been cast in Dancing with the Stars. So what do you make of that casting decision, and will you be watching her?
I don't watch Dancing with the Stars, and I don't watch the Tiger King. If you knew what I watched, you would not even bother interviewing me.
Will you be watching?
I wish I could watch anything in its entirety. I don't think to just hit the bare minimum in a day. Yeah, right now I long for a full episode of anything. So right now I would say just due to time restraints, I have not gotten a chance, but I was a Tiger King fan, I will say that.
What do you guys make of the casting, and will you be watching?
She's an alleged murderer, so, that's awkward. I thought she fed her husband to a tiger, so. I'm actually, you know what? I'm really looking forward to Chriselle from Selling Sunset being on, so that's who I'm rooting for. But it's definitely an interesting casting having Carole Baskin on.
I'm like a former federal prosecutor.
I know.
Don't know how I feel about.
Get ready, you cool cats and kittens.
All right, what about you, Whoopi?
No. I won't watch. I never watch. I don't watch television. Actually, the only thing I'm watching right now is Cobra Kai. That's what I watch.
Oh, yes.
You think it is, you think, really, you're really doing, and yes, I really was watching it and had a great time. It was so nice to get something positive. It was great.
Well, we gathered a lot of positivity from Chadwick Boseman. And unfortunately, he passed in time recently. You all mentioned him today in your season kickoff of The View.
He was 43 after fighting a very private battle with colon cancer. And it was really sort of shocking.
Whoopi, you've been very vocal about lobbying Disney for making a Wakanda park. Why do you think this is so important for Disney to do this? And have you received any sort of response from them?
No, but I think it's important because Disney should be the spearhead that shows what being interested in other groups can be like. They have this marvelous opportunity to create Wakanda. They have this marvelous opportunity for little girls not only to be princesses, but they can be warriors as well. The Black Panther's ears can be synonymous with Mickey's ears. They can open the Disney Wakanda Hotel. There are so many things that you could do that would be meaningful, and I think revive the brand in a way that it hasn't had for a while, and really put a nail in the coffin of the idea that Disney and Black people don't go together.
I think we should have you to be the head of that committee. That is
She will be. You don't open Wakanda without Whoopi.
Exactly. I love it.
Well, I will have, and don't forget his statue, should be when you come in, when you get on the spaceship and the doors open and you're in Wakanda, his statue, the prince's statue, should be there to greet you.
You posted a beautiful tribute to Chadwick Boseman on Instagram. What is the legacy on you?
He was so thoughtful, and I had no idea that he was suffering in the way that he was suffering. And what he gave to the African American community in particular was that he showed us what an African king looked like. That type of excellence. Right? And I saw little kids wearing King T'Challa outfits. I took my son to the premiere, and he left with tears in his eyes. And I think that will be his legacy, that he embodied this Black excellence in all of these characters. Jackie Robinson, King T'Challa, Thurgood Marshall. I just think will forever give Black boys and girls that embodiment, and it's just something that we don't have. We didn't have that representation in the media, and it's so very, very important. And I'm just forever grateful for that. It's just gone so soon, and to champion on through that, it's just incredible. It's really, truly incredible.
My husband described it as this generation's Superman dying, and I think it's accurate. It's like this version of Christopher Reeves, because again, you just see children all the time, just on Halloween, but dressed up like Black Panther, dressed up like characters, and it's unbelievably tragic and sad, and I hope that Disney continues to honor him, and I know they will.